Well, hey guys, my name's Tony, and I'm going to walk you through some AI tools that I think you're going to find really helpful if you're trying to get started as an entrepreneur, or especially an indiepreneur, someone who's trying to do it by themselves and do it solo or without much of a team. I think it's a really exciting time to be a creator, to be somebody who's trying to take ideas and bring them to life, because there have never been more tools available to you, and you may be able to do way more than you think. So I'm going to walk you through the tools that I find myself using most frequently. We have a pretty small team here right now at Freedomology, and I'm the team lead. I was the first member, and that meant that I had to wear a lot of hats to begin with when we were spinning things up. And so I leaned heavily on AI to sort of help extend what I was capable of doing as one person. So here are the workflows that I've stumbled onto. With any one of these tools, there is more that could be said. You could go way deeper. I encourage that you do. And for any one of these tools, there are also a bunch of competitors. So you may find other tools that you like better than these, but these are the ones that I find myself going to. And like I said before, the state of this industry is changing all the time. So this video may not stay relevant forever. I'm sure things will evolve, but at least right now, here in 2024, these are the tools that are going to help you as an entrepreneur working by themselves to create more than you thought was possible. Here we go. Let's dive in. So ChatGPT was one of the first AI tools to really sort of break into mainstream consciousness. And there's a reason. It's just really, really useful and novel, and it changes the way that we interact with computers. So this is conversational AI. For the first time ever, we're now able to talk to our computers in plain English. So let me walk you through how I like to use ChatGPT, the ways that I find it useful, and also give you some caveats of like bad ways to use it and some things to watch out for. First of all, I think here's the interface. Super simple. You can talk to it. It's like talking to a person. Hi, chat. It also has a search function, which is useful. So if you want to speed up your search process, you can search the web and ask a question. How far is the moon? And it will do a search, and then it will give you a response, and it will cite its sources so you can check out where it's getting its info from. So that's useful as a research assistant to speed up your search. The caveat is chat can and will hallucinate, is what they call it, which means it'll make stuff up. It can't always be trusted 100%, so please don't take everything it says blindly. Double check it. But what it's really useful for is ideation. So if you need to brainstorm, say, 10 ideas, maybe 10 different video ideas about a certain topic, chat is a perfect brainstorm partner. You can type to it like normal and explain what you're trying to do. Or what I like to do is use the ChatGPT app, either on my phone or on my Mac, or now on Windows desktop too. And you can use voice input. So in a brand new conversation, this is the workflow I end up doing a lot. Is I have transitioned as much as possible away from using my keyboard and more towards using my voice. It's just so much faster. And so you can talk to chat like this. If you click this little microphone button, you can say, hey chat, I'm thinking about putting together a series of videos on the dangers of eating sugar, and I'm wondering if you can help me brainstorm 10 different aspects or 10 different angles to tackle this topic from. Can you suggest 10 video titles for me? So there, obviously, I'm speaking in a very extemporaneous, conversational kind of a way, and it will understand what I'm asking for, and it will execute on it very quickly. It will give me, absolutely, here are 10 ideas to cover the dangers. So it's going to spit out 10 ideas, and they will be, some will be okay, some will be really good, and some will be really trash and not good. The trick with ChatGPT in general is, like I said, to lean on it as a brainstorm partner, but it's very rare that the output it gives you is going to be exactly what you need. In my opinion, you need to be editing what its output is if you want it to sound human, if you want it to have your brand's voice, and not just sound generic and salesy and clickbaity. You can kind of get a sense for when stuff has been written by ChatGPT. But for ideation, brainstorming, great. For copywriting, if you need to write descriptions, if you need to write web pages, landing pages, if you need to write emails and blog posts and titles for your videos, ChatGPT can help with all of that. Okay, so another sort of workflow hack that I want to share with you is how powerful transcripts can be now that we have AI for quickly sorting through information and processing it. So for the sprints that we run, the health sprint, the financial sprint, we first ran those internally. We did lunches at our companies and presented that information live. But of course, a live presentation is much less refined and polished than maybe a script would be for a video. But it's useful for exploring ideas and material and seeing what resonates and whatnot. So it was a good exercise for us. We recorded every one of those. And once I had the transcript of Greg presenting for, an hour or so on a certain topic, I could use AI to generate the transcript of that and then use a tool like Claude or like ChatGPT, one of these large language models, to quickly process that transcript and ask all sorts of questions and use it as almost like the raw material for building out a course curriculum. I could build out video scripts, I can build out blog posts, I can build out email stuff, I can build out copy for course pages, like you name it. And I can take out all of the filler words, and the AI will really help get to the core of what Greg was saying, and help distill it and polish it up. So it's almost like if you had a lump of clay or rock or dirt or something with gold in the middle, and the AI is going to help you pull out the gold. So starting to use voice and transcripts and then processing with AI is really useful. The other tool I want to show you here is called Flow. Flow.ai, I believe, is their website. Flow is a little tool that sits in the background on your Mac, unfortunately not available on Windows, but it kind of runs in the background, and it's supposed to help you replace your keyboard with your voice. So in any app where you have a cursor prompt, somewhere you could type text, instead you just have a hotkey that you can hit and then you talk. And rather than just straight voice to text, what makes Flow unique is it's using AI to process what you're talking about and give structure to those thoughts as well. So it's not just transcribing verbatim. It will remove filler words. If you list things, it will put them in a bullet for you. If you change your mind halfway through a thought, it will correctly write the sentence with the new idea in mind. So it's supposed to sort of be almost like what auto-tune is to a singer, Flow is to a speaker. It's supposed to sort of polish up your speech as you talk to your computer. So when you combine Flow with ChatGPT, it can just really tidy up your prompts. So let me show you what I mean. I have this little bar right here, that. I can either click it or I hit my hotkey. And let's say I'm writing an email, hit my button. Hey Greg, just wanted to let you know I've finished the thumbnails for the latest module. I still need scripts from you on 3 things. First is the lesson on investing. Second is the lesson on the gel framework. And third is the lesson on designing your day. Thanks. I hope you're having a good time in Paris. I'll see you later. I let go, boom, and there it is. It's written, and I have a bullet list, just like that. So that's Flow. Can help speed up your writing. If you're having to write emails and copy, but you don't like typing it all and it's easier for you to think out loud, then use Flow or go hands-free mode. If you need to write, something long, like a book, maybe. This would be a fantastic way to do it, would be go hands-free and speak your ideas out, and then use AI to help structure and organize your ideas and polish them up. One last tip on this. I know I'm spending a long time on conversational AI and text, but this has been the biggest game changer for me in workflow. ChatGPT also has an advanced voice mode, which is super impressive, pretty novel. It's basically like having a voice-to-voice conversation where the AI speaks back to you in plain English. Hey chat, how's it going?
Hey there. I'm doing well, thanks. How about you? What's new?
Good. I'm just recording a video for the people in F40. Can you say hi?
Of course. Hey there, F40 crew. Hope you're all smashing it in the program. Keep pushing towards your goals.
Great. So I'm trying to introduce them to you as advanced voice mode and explain how you and I kind of brainstorm together through conversation. Sometimes I'll put in my AirPods and go for a walk in the woods and just have long conversations with you about different content ideas or philosophical ideas. Can you just explain a little bit of how I do that, how that happens?
Absolutely. So when you pop in your AirPods and head out for a walk, we basically have a chat about whatever's on your mind. It could be content ideas for F40, philosophical questions, or just brainstorming new concepts. During these conversations, I'll ask questions, offer suggestions, and help you flesh out your ideas. It's like having a brainstorming buddy who's always ready to dive into deep discussions or creative planning. All through natural conversation.
Chat, that's enough. I don't need more. Thanks. Okay, so you get the idea. There's a lot more that could be said about that voice mode and what makes it cool, but it's like being on the phone or having a coworker. It's really, really useful. Whisper is just this free Whisper transcription app in the Apple App Store. You can go search it, download it, free app. It just does what it says. It just transcribes. So I use that as well. Okay, let's move on to image creation. So big part of any website, brand, anything on a screen, images are a huge part of what you're going to be doing. If you have a blog post, you have a social media presence, you have thumbnails you need to create, you need images. And the typical way that you have done this in the past, and this is still an option, is to use stock image libraries. Like there's obviously Shutterstock and some other paid ones, or free ones like Unsplash. And those can be great. But here's why I prefer AI when it's used correctly. Basically, you can get way more specific about the kind of image that you want. You can have far more control over it than you could have if you were relying on a stock library. So there's a billion competing in this space, and the competition is hot. It changes every week who's on top, and there's other tools I could mention, but like I said, these are the ones I go to. MidJourney and Ideogram, and if I was going to pick one that would be most useful for you as a creator getting started, if you didn't want to pay for multiple subscriptions, it would probably be Ideogram, and here's why. Let me show you the differences. So MidJourney, what these tools do essentially is create images based on your text input. So you can type, what will you imagine? You can type whatever you want in here. A dog eating a hamburger on a skateboard in Central Park. I don't know. I could add all sorts of other descriptions in there, like cinematic, depth of field, dramatic lighting. I don't know. We'll just see what that spits out. So there's a whole art to engineering the right prompts, but let's just show you what it does. So if I hit submit and then go to my create tab, it's going to spit out 4 different interpretations of my prompt as an image. There's other controls here, like different aspect ratios. If you need your images to be vertical, or you're trying to make a banner image, you can control all of that. And then, okay, it's succeeded in some cases, not in other cases. This dog is not eating his hamburger. It's just resting under his chin. This guy has one. The hamburger's on a skateboard. Anyway, impressive image quality though. If I did something less absurd, like let's say, serene mountainscape at sunrise with a lake and ducks in the foreground. Dreamy atmosphere. Film stock. Okay, so that's a little more of a generic image, just a landscape that I'm asking for. It will be, I expect, to be stunning quality, something that I could totally use at a website background or in an email or a blog or a thumbnail or what. And I could describe elements of this scene precisely that I want, which is nice. Okay, so here we go. I get 4 different versions of my serene mountainscape with ducks in the lake in the foreground. Very cool. I mean, this is like award-winning level photography that I can spit out in seconds just by describing what I want to see. From there, I can edit these images. So MidJourney has an editor built in now. So you might want to play around with that. If you wanted to remove certain elements like these ducks, for example, you could do that. I tend to use other tools. Like I said, a combination of tools. I'm pretty familiar with Photoshop, so I'll often take these images and move them into Photoshop when I want to manipulate them more. But MidJourney is fantastic for all sorts of styles. Cartoon styles, illustration styles. Here's what it's not great at, and why I suggested Ideogram is text. MidJourney is not awesome at text. Sometimes if you ask for something like a sign that says freedomology, life, let's see, it struggle with this. health, wealth, and happiness. Let's say it's a neon sign. And let's just run it. So MidJourney struggles with text. I'm going to give that same prompt, in fact. I'm going to copy that prompt and take it over to Ideogram. And I'll generate there. Ideogram uses a different model underneath the hood, kind of like a different engine in the car, that handles text just way better. So unless MidJourney's changed something, let's have a look. How to do. Freedomology is spelled correctly. Life at the life intersection. Health, wealth of health, health, wealth, and happiness. Okay, doesn't totally make sense. Life at the intersection of health, health, wealth, and happiness. I'm impressed it's getting freedomology right. They have improved this over time. Well, I stand corrected. MidJourney did better there than I expected it to. Ideogram, though, I think will do really well. Oh, I have it set to do like a illustration right now. Well, your mileage may vary. Just know historically, MidJourney has struggled more with text. Ideogram has done better with text. And the other thing I like about Ideogram is that you can upload your color palette to it, or at least share your color palette with it. So when you're specifying an image, obviously you write your text prompt in there and you can choose a different image style if you want. But then you can, if you've got a paid account, you can set a custom color palette. So here are 2 of our brand colors, and I can ensure that any image it spits out is going to fit our brand's palette. Something similar can be done in MidJourney. If you have certain style references, you could probably set up your brand's style. I think it's pretty straightforward in Ideogram, though. So one of the things I find myself doing in Photoshop a lot, or using it for, is this AI-driven Generative Expand tool, which is when I want to change the aspect ratio of an image. Let's say, for example, I have this picture of beautiful Greg smiling at us nicely, but let's say I want more empty blank wall over here, and I don't really want to have to do the whole like copy a section here and paste it over here and then mask it and feather it and blend it nicely. Instead, when I get my crop tool, I can just drag this out, hit Generative Expand. Let's see, if I don't even put a prompt in, it will probably just expand what was there. It's going to give me 3 options, like most of these image gen tools do. Yep, so there's option 1. It just generated some more empty wall. Here's option 2, slightly different gradient, and option 3. So if you didn't love this, you could still fix it, or you could generate more. You could be more specific with your prompt. If you wanted to, you could generate a clown over there. There he is. Okay, so, but this kind of thing is really useful when you're trying to make thumbnails, because you've taken a photo shoot, you've got your photos, but you frequently need to use the same photo in different aspect ratios across different platforms and use cases. So I'll often change aspect ratios here in Photoshop using that Generative Expand, and then pull them into a tool like Canva. Canva is worth a mention here, because another thing you'll be doing if you are getting started is creating thumbnails, probably, and images. Canva is like a very user-friendly design tool that can be really fun to use, and they've integrated AI in it as well. I just for the first time today played around with their new AI image generation that's built into Canva, and it's not bad. It's not bad. I suspect it's running the same model under the hood as Ideogram is, that Flux model, because it's handling text very well. So if you want one tool to rule them all, Canva might be really useful, because you get all of its regular design tools, and now you get image generation built in. Here are some examples of how it handled that same prompt that I did in Ideogram. Now some of these look pretty cliche, but there's no mistakes in the text. It's handled that quite well. And the other thing that was really neat, if you find one that you like, you could hit edit, and then magically using AI, this was so cool. Here are some of their AI tools. You could like grab the text that's technically baked into that image. Like that's not a separate text layer, but now using AI, it can detect and grab that and create a text layer. So now you can manipulate the text. It's just very well done, very user-friendly. Now I can move the text around separately from the rest of the image. So Canva, really useful tool for thumbnails, tons of templates, tons of options. If you want your stuff to look good and you don't want design to be a headache, Canva is by far your easiest tool to use there. Okay, another tool worth a mention is Runway. This is for video production. And when you're making videos, there's a few ways you'll probably do it. You'll either shoot videos yourself on your phone or some camera. You'll use B-roll from a website like Artlist or Envato, or you can use AI to generate video now. And sometimes it's really cool. Here's a fun workflow I want to show you. You can create images in MidJourney and then take those images and upload them to Runway and animate them, turn them into videos. So here, for example, let's take our image of a dog with a hamburger on a skateboard, and we'll take it over to Runway, and I'm going to upload that dog into Runway and set it as the first frame of our video. And here I can describe the shot that I want. What kind of moving shot do I want? I'm thinking a slow slider shot, sliding to the right. There's blurry people walking in the background. That's what I'd like to see. And the dog's just sort of panting and smiling. Maybe the wind is blowing his fur a little bit. There are better and worse ways to prompt. I'm not saying that's a great way to prompt. They have templates and like other tools you can use to structure your prompts correctly, where you describe what you want the camera doing, what you want the subject doing, what you want the background doing, etc. This is me winging it, so don't necessarily follow my prompt structure there. Read their tutorials. But let's do this now. I mean, that's not bad. It's a pan, it's not a slide, so maybe I could have been better with my description. Let's see, can I full screen that for you? It's almost full screen. Either way, it's pretty good. I don't know what all this sparkling is. I guess it's supposed to be reflections of lights and whatnot, but you get the idea. Is like, we generated this image, this dog, now we brought him to life using AI. And if you needed a very specific, for whatever reason, you're telling some good story and you need a very specific weird shot that's not going to exist in a stock library, and you're not going to go out there and shoot it. Like you need a dog with a burger on a skateboard. I don't know why you would, but now with AI, like, no hassle, in 5 minutes you can have that shot. Okay, there's one more site on video that's worth a mention, and that's Captions AI. If you've ever wondered what's the easiest way to get nice, pretty captions like this on my videos, it's Captions AI. You just head there, upload your video. Here I have a video of Greg, and then it'll automatically transcribe. You can choose your style.
To my children, as you grow, I hope you'll see. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. The world will look to plant a seed, a question it says that you will need. Some will ask and some will tell, but many will come under its spell.
Perfect. Everything's perfectly timed out. I can't tell you how much time this saves. As somebody who used to animate captions like this by hand, this is a massive time saver. So Captions AI is by far the easiest way for reels and shorts and that sort of thing, for social media, to put captions on your videos. So check it out. Well, I hope this whole video has inspired you and sort of expanded your horizons of what might be possible. Like I said at the top, there's a lot more that could be said about every one of these tools, and there's a lot more tools. Every day there are new tools coming out. But I'd encourage you to at least dive in, and then if you find something that works for you, share it with the rest of the community.